April 9th. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and the gospel will save it. Mark chapter 8, verses 34 and 35. What does it mean to take up our cross? A secular dictionary defines this phrase to mean to deal with our burdens and problems. So when we carry our cross, we are dealing with our own burdens. Many Christians have the same view of what it means to take up our cross. We look at the burdens in our lives, strained relationships, injustices, illnesses, consequences of our bad choices, and so on, and with martyr-like self-pity, speak of bravely carrying our cross. What a travesty of what Jesus meant. The context of Jesus' statement is very instructive. Jesus had just spoken plainly with his closest disciples about his imminent crucifixion. Peter immediately took Jesus aside and began to rebuke him, saying such a thing could not happen. What upset Peter so much that he dared to rebuke the one he knew was the Christ? Was it love for Jesus or for himself? From Jesus' subsequent words, I believe it was the latter. Peter knew that if his master had to undergo such persecution and suffering, then his disciples would have to as well. And quite understandably, Peter didn't want that. Jesus proceeded to rebuke Peter most harshly, even calling him Satan. And then Jesus made clear what it meant to be his disciple, as in today's verses. Taking up our cross means being willing to do what Jesus did. It means a radical commitment to follow him, even if that involves humiliation, suffering, persecution, and death. It means dying to our own self, our desires, wants, needs, ambitions, and so on. It means living only for Jesus and his gospel. And no, that doesn't mean we leave everybody and everything and go to some remote place to preach the gospel, though Jesus might well ask us to do that. It usually means dying to ourselves and living for Jesus in the regular circumstances of our lives. Our families, our friends, our offices, our recreation, our neighborhoods. So let's stop whining about our burdens as our crosses and take up the cross that is radical obedience to Jesus. Today's prayer: Lord Jesus, help me to deny myself, take up my cross, and follow you.